Something's wrong. Something's amiss.
What's up, everybody? Mike here with the Z-Man Show, taking a look at Clarice, episode 6, after almost a 2-week hiatus. And I have to tell you, I kind of feel like that intro I just showed you from Army of Darkness, the old wise one. Something just feels amiss with this show. Again, this wasn't a bad episode or whatever. There's a couple big topics they tackled tonight that I just want to talk to you guys about and see what you thought about it with the writing choices and seeing, is this show really going the right direction, or are they just kind of going in circles a little bit, introducing just weird themes along the way. I mean, we've had some interesting and great episodes along the way, but also some doozies. And so anyways, as we get into it, we get a chance to get to see Clarice's kind of psyche, right? Once again. And as they're trying to get her to visualize that face of the guy who knocked her out with the phone when she was in the captive state from Marilyn, okay? The pharmaceutical psycho lady who had the twin. And so she keeps trying to hone in on this, but she can't quite get there. And anyways, during this episode, we get to see her trying to get to that point. Now, what is really bothering me and kind of confusing me about this episode and its writing choices is the way they've introduced this possible next villain, because there's really no other place for this show to go, at least with the main story, except for Rebecca, which was the reporter that's gone missing. She apparently left, supposedly, and nobody knows where she is. Probably in hiding, no doubt, because she knows she's in big trouble. So we get a chance to see this guy and who this person is. So interesting enough, Paul Krendler is going out to dinner with this guy who's asked him to go out and talk about basically his case with his children. Because remember, he's trying to get divorced from his wife, or at least they're trying to work things out, but it doesn't sound like it's going the right way. She keeps drinking and it's not going well. He wants to get custody of the kids. But apparently she's some big to-do within the Washington, D.C. area, and so she's being kind of protected in some ways, and Paul's kind of running out of options. So this supposed lawyer guy asks him to go to dinner and basically says, I want to represent you. I want to help you get your kids back, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And it's a very short deal. Krendler says, well, I'll think about it, this or that, and he has to move off because he gets an urgent call from his kids because, well, of course, the mother is completely incapacitated back at the house, drinking, taking her pills or whatever, this or that, and the kids freak out and they call their, or at least the son does, and calls their dad. But the point I want to get to is this guy, this mystery figure who just suddenly came into the picture, right? Because at the very end of the episode, Clarice finally gets this clairvoyance and she sees his face, right? She sees the face of the guy who came into that little medical facility and who knocked her out, and basically trying to get her killed off and, you know, trying to cover up this whole pharmaceutical thing, or at least a big player in it. And it's the same guy. It's the guy who went to dinner with Paul Krendler. So I'm just kind of like, what? I'm like, why? I'm really dumbfounded. I'm just like, why are you introducing this person like this? And now, mind you, yes, I do get the one part of it, because it sounds like they want to build some tension to see if Paul is possibly dirty. Is he in bed with this guy? But the way Paul was acting, I mean, it acted like he's never even seen this guy before. And I was getting no inkling that he somehow is in bed with this dude and knows what's going on with the whole pharmaceutical thing, or he's being dirty behind the scenes. So again, I'm just really, really questioning their writing choice of how to introduce this person. And do I have a better idea at this point? Well, no, but I'm also not a real great writer. I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy the show. And instead, it's just kind of confusing me. Again, we've had great episodes in between some doozies. And then after taking a 2-week hiatus, I'm kind of surprised a lot of us even came back to watch, to be honest. I mean, there's so much other stuff out there to keep our attention. So that was one big event that happened. And then the other one was literally the most uncomfortable dinner scene I think I may have ever watched in my entire life. But basically, Clarice gets invited to go over to Senator Ruth Martin's house to be with Catherine, to try and build that relationship and trying to put her mind at ease some. Yeah, it just basically goes south in every way possible. And, Catherine is being defiant to the mother and even to Clarice. And then suddenly she's trying to be nice to Clarice, and then they're not being nice to each other. I mean, it was just, it was so bad. I mean, well acted, I suppose. It was well acted by all the actresses. But the dinner did not go well whatsoever. And Catherine apparently has sought out the mother of Buffalo Bill. Yeah, talk about like the biggest bad idea ever out there. And Clarice notices this immediately and basically says, Catherine, do not do this. You are not going to find the answers you seek. And, then Catherine calls her out for some BS about, and apparently when Clarice was done shooting Buffalo Bill, update, of course we didn't see this in the movie, which I'm kind of glad because I don't really like it. But either way, apparently Clarice was crying for some time. Enough time, in fact, that Precious peed about 3 different times, which I'm like, how did she do that? I mean, is there a water bowl down there? I doubt it. I don't think there was. So whatever, again, the writing. But apparently it was long enough for Clarice not to call in the event right after Bill was shot. Just saying that Clarice is not remembering things as they went down, which again goes further into her going to the new shrink and the shrink helping her come to that clairvoyant moment where she sees the face of the attacker in the medical facility. So, guys, this show, I'm not saying I'm like the wizard of all shows and I know everything. I'm just saying this show is spotty in the writing. It really is. And I'm just hoping for this huge and big payoff because now we're 6 full episodes in. There's only, 4 left. And I'm just really wondering how are they going to pull this off to where we feel satisfied with the ending. And so I'd love to know what you think about it. If you enjoyed the show, I don't want to go on any longer about this. We're coming up on about 7-8 minutes. So I hope you liked our little synopsis here. Again, I'm not trying to dog on the show. It's just, I'm just not fully convinced. And I want to be. I really do. I'm trying to get there. I'm just waiting for that payoff. I can't help it. So I want to know, are you feeling great about this? I mean, sure, the actors are great and they're doing a solid job, but it's like the material. I just don't think the material is solid enough to say that the show is awesome. Holding a 6.3, 6.4 on IMDb, which is definitely watchable, but just not a great show, I guess. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, of course. Come out on Wednesdays to see my other content with my buddy Adam as we do other movie reviews. My zombie series, Dead Nightmare, on YouTube as well. And other than that, guys, I guess I'll catch you at the next review. See ya.